kind of a vague question, or a really vast question, because I feel like your whole life is a collection of stories, and so like to have one story to kind of sum up your life, I don't think it's possible. I could tell you like how much I love my plants, how much I love my cats, how much I love books or the library or yarn. Um, but that would be too many stories to fit into one video. So I thought I would tell you the story of how I actually got into music. And the reason I got into music might actually surprise you. It was a boy that got me into music. We were living in Kansas. I was in maybe second or third grade, and there was this boy. He had this beautiful long, like brown hair that just like framed his face, as was his style in the 90s. He had these like big lips and these long eyelashes. I can't remember his name, but he was just like gorgeous. He was 2 years older than I was, and he played tuba in the school band. And being in whatever grade I was in, it was too young to be in band. And so I thought, whenever I'm old enough, I'm going to be in band. And so a few years later, we moved to Alabama, and they had a school band, and I was in sixth grade, so I was old enough to be in band. And so I played flute. And once I was in there, I found that music itself was its own motivation. Like, I thought it was just really fascinating how you feel this space of silence with sounds of varying amplitudes and pitches, and you put them in patterns, and then you make music with it. And I thought that was really fascinating. And then I became really successful in it, as successful as you can be in sixth grade in Alabama. Um, just did really well with it, and then that kind of became its own motivation for music. And then fast forward to like high school, I did choirs. And that was kind of like it. Like what I wanted to do in high school is I wanted to be like an actor or whatever. Um, but that didn't work out. And then come to college, I started doing music again. I started getting a lot of solos, and that's kind of like when I kind of came into my music. Is I sang jazz quite a bit, and that's when I kind of like found my voice by singing jazz. But there was this man who was in a lot of my music classes. He was also a music major, and he was wonderful. um, Obviously, I had feelings for him, but then he moved away, and he was a folk musician. He graduated, and so he like went to pursue his music and traveled and toured. And so that made me really, really sad. And so I made songs about how much I missed him and loved him, pretty much. And then I started performing him, and that's how I started music. So the moral of the story is that love is confusing, and it sucks, but it makes you creative. It makes you be creative. I'm also a hopeless romantic. It's awful. It's a vicious cycle because, like, you love somebody, but you're a hopeless romantic, and so it doesn't work out, and that makes you more hopeless. It's like smoking. Like, I just don't recommend it. Just don't do it. Also, it makes you dye your hair, apparently. I'm a blonde now.